Yo, 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 what is going on, everyone? It's theRealKaaayle back with some Mortal Kombat 1 content. Damn, this week is great, man. So they just dropped the beta for us last weekend. We got to play the game for ourselves. Some of us for the second time, a lot of us for the first time. They just dropped a trailer yesterday showing off Shao Kahn, Sindel, cameo Shujinko, cameo Motaro. And lo and behold, I woke up this morning and there was a massive content drop from gaming outlets and, North American YouTubers. Not me. I'm not there yet, but one day we gonna get there, y'all. One day we gonna get there. But they flew them out to Chicago, the NetherRealm Studios, and they got to play the game. And they played the big mode that is debuting for the first time in Mortal Kombat called Invasions, the new Invasion gameplay mode. So I remember I was saying to myself after, and I was gonna make a video this weekend if we didn't hear anything else about this game, but basically I was getting a little bit worried, just a little bit worried that, this game is coming out in 3 weeks and we don't know what else is in this game. Like, all we know are fighters and stages, and that's it. What else is in this package? Because another campaign, as good as it may be, they've done that for the last 4 Mortal Kombat games. And if you want to count Injustice, that's last 6 games, right? So it's not that I don't like it, and I think I'm glad that they're still doing it. Nobody does it like NetherRealm, but man, if it's just that and then the online and like this game, a lot of us are going to be paying over $70 for this. So what else does this package have? And Lord Boone heard me, and they decided to spill the beans. So Invasions is basically the alternate single player mode besides the campaign, where you get to explore different maps and regions based on the game stages in the Mortal Kombat world. And this is going to be the way to unlock a lot of the stuff in the game. The way I see it, it looks like Mortal Kombat 9 challenge towers with like little goofy gimmicks, a little story. Basically the characters pretending to be NPCs with an unlock system, or like the crypt, something similar to like a crypt exploration. I'm sort of seeing the crypt exploration at MK11, to be specific. I'm seeing a lot of people saying that this is like a board game. This is like chess combat with MK11. No, it's nothing like chess combat at all. This is not a board game. The way you move across the interface in this world, these maps, right? It looks very similar to like a board game. Like, you're moving across nodes. You can't just freely walk everywhere. But it's not a board game. A board game, you only can move on a board game board based on, certain rules, like, or you roll a dice based on certain conditions from a game. This is basically, you just move straight, you go on to the next fight, you go on, you find something, and that's it. It's not really a board game, guys. And this, from what I'm understanding, is single player only. There's no drop-in. There's no co-op with this. There's no online portion with this. This is all single player. This is all single player content. This is basically the end game, so to speak, of Mortal Kombat 1. After you finish the main story, this is what you're going to be playing. And I'm glad that they finally decided to show this, because, just being real, most people who play these games, and I mean fighting games, they're not even going to be playing this game online. People like me, they're afraid of people like me and people like you watching this channel who want to practice and trying to get better. They're afraid of us. We're just going to beat them up. We're going to kick them offline, and then we're just going to have each other to fight, and then we're going to get mad at each other. That's it. So they need these types of modes in fighting games to keep people engaged, and that's how they make their money out here. But I'm very glad that they showed it off. I think it looks pretty good. Just to give a rundown on it, it looks, they have like towers in it too, but like the nodes on here are like certain fights. Once you complete a fight, you can unlock different aspects of the map. You can complete an objective, maybe get like a key to unlock a door. There seem to be like multiple paths. There seem to be kind of Metroidvania style gameplay elements where you can't necessarily go here yet. You have to progress somewhere else to obtain an item to come back and get this thing. Certain fights give you loot. The loot, I think, is gonna be specific. I don't think it's RNG. It seems to be very specific. Like this fight gives you that. So the based on what the stuff that we've seen, it seems like the customization in this game is very similar to what we have in MK11 with a little bit of Injustice 2 in there. So I think there's like individual pieces on the characters that you can change. The characters have skins, and then the characters have colors. So they have their own color palettes and color swatches, and they're all unlockable in this mode. I think everything, not everything, I think most things are going to be unlocked in this mode. Another thing that's been revealed, the cameos are fully customizable too. They have their own color palettes. I think they are going to have their own looks and skins as well, based on what I've seen. And so that's very, very great. So I love that the cameos are they're really going to be your right hand guy in this game. I'm very glad that they're allowing you to customize the cameos and change a lot of aspects of this game. That's very, very cool. I hope they go a little bit more in depth with the customization. I felt like they made that a centerpiece of Injustice 2 because that was the big gimmick of that game. But MK11, they made it a big point too. I remember they would go out of their way to show different skins, show different looks for the characters in MK11 when they did like the combat cast and stuff like that. This game, we haven't really seen too much of that. We're gonna see some of it here in the gameplay, where they have like the person that the player is fighting with, they have like a generic name like Pharaoh Royal, and this creature hatchling and stuff like that. You get to see like basically the character they're based off of is wearing a different outfit. So we get to see those skins, but I want to see more. I want to see like the different custom pieces that we'll be able to change. I want to see the interface of how it looks. Like this game's UI looks fairly simple and basic. It looks very clean too, but it looks I want to see more of all this stuff, how all this stuff looks out. But on top of that, the one thing I'm not 100% sure is how does this the playable character work. Well, in this build of the game, it seems like they only have the beta characters, which they just limited it for, content purposes. They don't want to show everybody the full roster yet. But do you have to unlock different characters? Do they give you like a pool of characters to start out with, and then you have to make your way? Kind of similar like MK9 with the challenge towers. They force you to play a certain character in certain challenge modes. I wonder if it's going to be like that, and then as you progress, you get to unlock different characters, or you could just use anybody that you want at will. As you can see throughout the gameplay, you can see you basically have a loadout, and it seems like you could change your character. But I wonder if they give you the free range to the entire roster and the entire cameo roster. And there's RPG elements into it too. You can level up your cameo, you can level up your playable fighter, and pretty cool stuff. It's gonna add some replay value to that as well. NRS is not they're not unfamiliar with statistics in their games. Injustice 2 was a lot of stats. There's a lot of percentages and stuff like that. So you really can like make your Sub-Zero strong to help get through like these fights a lot better. Make your cameo strong. So I wonder, this could be a good way to really play around with a lot of the different combinations in a more of a low stress environment, instead of just figuring everything out online. But it looks pretty good. It looks pretty fun. The game mode seems to be called Invasions because this is going to be an ongoing living experience, kind of like a live service game mode as well, where there's going to be seasonal content, maybe like different characters are going to be invading. There's a little story elements to it as well. I believe they showed off an example with Scorpion. Scorpion was trying to go to different realms to find the Hanzo Scorpion was going to different realms to figure out a realm where his wife is alive. But then when he gets to one where he's alive, he's like married to somebody else. He kind of goes off and kills people. So I guess he'd be like the overall world boss for that season, and beating him will grant you a big unlock for like a bunch of characters, something like that. That does sound pretty cool. I wonder how often they're gonna update this. If they update it like every like 2-3 months maybe, but with substantial content that makes us wanna, come in and play. And it does. I'm not expecting nothing too crazy because most of the time for me, I'm gonna be spending most of my time online in this game. But I'm glad that there's something else for people who are too afraid to play online uh, in matches. I'm glad that there's another reason to keep you playing Mortal Kombat. And I'm glad that there's a way to, they finally spilled the beans on how we're going to be unlocking stuff in this game. And this looks a lot more interactive than just joining a tower, setting your controller in turbo mode, and just picking a AI noob Cybot and just running through the tower, killing everything just to unlock something. I honestly got very bored of the towers in MK11, and it didn't really feel like the game that we were playing because they had all these crazy modifiers that just made the game unfun. They really did with all these consumables. I'm glad that they found a different method to keep us playing the game offline and allowing us to unlock some stuff. Hopefully they go more in depth throughout the week so we can learn what this truly is. But so far, this looks pretty damn promising. Other than that, the only things I'm really worried about with this game now are online game modes. I hope that they start spilling the beans more on that. Honestly, I'm not expecting too much. NRS is they're very shallow when it comes to that. Online game modes, I don't think there's going to be too much of that. I'm hoping there's some sort of ranking system in this game. That's what I want the most than like a plethora of game modes. I really just hope that we have like a ranking system that makes sense, that makes us want to play, that gives us some feeling of accomplishment whenever we win. That's something similar to like what Tekken or Street Fighter does. Because Combat League, I'm not going to fully rag on it, but it turned people crazy. But just because you wanted to get a Liu Kang skin or a Scorpion skin, it turned people mad. And I just want to see more of the customization. And other than that, I hope that they have different intros and outros and cameo intros, cameo outros, so that we're not seeing the same win and intro screen the entire time. Hopefully we have that. I think you can unlock taunts and stuff like that. So more like presentation unlocks. Hopefully we see more of that as the time goes on. But mostly, I think they want to keep this under wraps, and they waited so long because they really want us to experience this mode for ourselves and not give us too much too quickly. But it's only a matter of time, guys. The game is only 3 weeks away for getting early access. I think it's basically a little less than a month if you're getting the standard edition, the worldwide release. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave your like. Stay tuned for more MK1 content. It's only a couple of days away, guys. Keep your eyes locked to the channel and stay real. Peace.